See, then to redeem motherhood, we got to understand that motherhood involves work. Work. This thing of getting a child and then passing him off, or passing her off, you got to work at this thing. And not only work at motherhood, but for some of you, it may involve doing the work of a mother at home, but also being engaged in other kinds of activities. The woman in the text, she provided for her family. She got up early, fixed breakfast, looked out in advance for what the needs of the house was. When winter came, nobody was afraid. All that sewing and the thread and the twisting, she was making clothes for the family. Like a merchant ship, she brings up her food, her goods from afar. She was buying things, taking them as an entrepreneur, making them and selling them. She finds a field, buys it. She was investing in land. More than just being home. Okay, baby, whatever you want. You just in charge. But this woman was fully engaged in work inside, outside the home. And so you can do both, but one does not have to negate the other. And especially the work outside the home does not negate the idea that you can neglect your work as a mother. In fact, your career shouldn't keep you from being a good mother. And let me just throw in it, because of who I'm talking to, your community work either. See, your sorority work, club work, shouldn't come before your motherhood work. Your work in the church shouldn't come. See, there ought to be something wrong in your mind. It ought to just jump out at you if you spend your Saturdays, your Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, whenever they are, investing in other people's children, mentoring, leading, whatever you want to call it, and you don't invest in your own. There ought to be something wrong with that. See, the way to start to help our children is to start with the one in your own house. Help him, help her. And I've told you this before, and I don't want you down here at Mount Zion, every day in the week working in the ministry, and you not taking care of the ministry at the house. And I've said this at Mount Zion, I said this in Sylvester where I pastor, I said it in Dawson. And sisters, I don't want you cooking me a hot dog if you ain't cooking for your husband. Don't even bring me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You fix him a sandwich and then you bring me one. If you want to do that, and your children, but don't be down here talking about you taking care of me and you don't take care of your folk. But this idea of being lazy and, dare I say, waiting on a check, dare I say, picking your baby daddy based on his ability to pay child support, strategic baby making. I think it's interesting, and I think men are a little on the slow side too, because they fall in the trap. But you just, okay, now I think he's going somewhere, so let me go ahead and get the baby now. So when he starts getting paid, I'll be sure I get my little cut. Okay, now she's about to be 18, so I think I better go get me another one so I can keep checking. And that's not everybody, but if one is doing it, that's one too many. That's one too many. And so you got to work. You got to work. You got to work. Number 3. So we understand the worth. And then we understand that there's work involved in motherhood. And can I say, sisters, brothers, we've got to exercise some wisdom. Throughout this passage, you can see, like verse 27 says, she carefully watches everything in her household, and she suffers nothing from laziness. But that watching everything in a household speaks to her wisdom and planning and analyzing the needs of her house, the needs of her own life. And we've got to exercise some wisdom. And let me give you a couple of nuggets for the wisdom. First, exercise wisdom in the selection of your partner. Motherhood is greatly enhanced when you got the right partner raising your children. And so when you meet a fella, don't just look at him for you. Especially if you're serious enough. You never start talking about getting serious. You need to examine him not just for you, but is this the kind of fella I would like to be married to, like to be the father of my children? You said, but Pastor, it ain't that deep. I ain't going there. But you see, he could become the father of your children, even though you wasn't intending on getting that deep. And so the question is, do you want him to be the father of your children? Is that the example you want your sons to see for a man? Is that what you want your daughter to see for a man? And sisters, when you exercise wisdom, part of that wisdom will tell you, pay no attention to what a brother says, but wait until his actions match up to his words. My dad had this saying, if we got in trouble, you know, we had about 10, 12 of us in the house, and I said, Dad, I didn't do that. Ask Sammy. And Dad said, I don't want to hear what Sammy got to say. Sammy mouth cut like yours. Sammy say anything he want to say. And you got to understand, all of our mouths cut just alike. Folks say anything, especially what they think you want to hear when you got something they want at the moment. I said, slow your roll and wait to see some deeds. Not no promises, but deeds. You want people to understand your worth? Does he understand his own worth? See, you don't need to try to be somebody's mama. You are not the Messiah. You don't need to be saving anybody. And you can't save a grown man. And so get out the business of trying to save and help somebody. Help your children, but not grown folk. That's some wisdom. Watch everything. If he got children, how does he treat the children he got? And let me tell you something. Say what you want to. Longevity will prove this to be true. If he doesn't care for his own children, I don't care what the relationship is with his mama, it shouldn't have anything to do with how he cares for his children. If he won't care for his own children, he ain't fit to be in your life. Hear me. The Bible says if a man won't take care of his own, he's worse than an infidel, and an infidel is bound for hell. And sisters, you shouldn't be encouraging them, don't do nothing for your children. You couldn't be with me because you ain't coming between me and mine.